As you use Ontraport, your account will fill up with all your business information. You'll have contact data for leads and customers, emails, pages, forms, and a lot more. As you run your business, you'll need access to some of this stuff on a daily basis. Finding the data in your account isn't hard, but if you don't know where to look, it can turn into a hair-pulling, needle-in-a-haystack kind of wild goose chase. You'll find things a lot faster and avoid the urge to throw your computer out the window by getting familiar with where your data lives in the platform. Once you know that, it's easy to find whatever you need at any time. You'll be able to make decisions and manage processes quicker than ever. If you're ready, let's start exploring. First, imagine your Ontraport account is a big file cabinet filled with all your business's data. Each drawer has a label that tells you what's inside. So let's say you open your bank statements drawer or your health records drawer. You know exactly what kind of information to expect in there. Of course, this isn't groundbreaking news, and it doesn't take a genius to operate a file cabinet. But you'll want to keep this metaphor in mind because your Ontraport account works the same way. If you click on Contacts, you'll see a list of all the contacts in your account. Click Companies, and you'll see your companies. Pretty straightforward, right? These drawers in your account are called objects. You have all sorts of objects in your account for your messages, pages, products, and lots more. You can even create your own new objects to store different types of information. We call those custom objects, but we'll talk about all that fabulousness in another video. Now let's go a little deeper into our metaphorical file cabinet. Open a drawer, say your bank statements drawer here. You'll see a bunch of file folders like these. If you pull one out, voila, you'll find all your bank statements from a particular year. In Ontraport, that's how records work. They're like file folders. They live within each object and store data about a specific person or item. For example, let's say you click on Contacts and see this list. This is your contacts collection. You can click on any person and see all the data you have about them, like a file folder full of their stats. So we have our objects, which are like our drawers. Inside each object, we have our records, which are like file folders. Now, inside each record, you'll find two last things: fields for storing data and logs for storing history. These are going to be unique for each object. For example, say you're using fields to store data about people in your contacts object. You'll need fields that tell you more about each person, such as first name, last name, Hogwarts house, favorite Adam Sandler movie, and other super important stuff like that. But if you're using fields to store data about companies, fields like first name and last name don't make sense. In those records, you'll use fields like company name and industry. These fields are like the paperwork tucked away in each folder. It's where you actually find the data you're looking for. Once you know that, it's easy to figure out which drawer and file will have what you need. Last thing, you'll also find a bunch of logs in each record, like your contact history or transaction logs. These store information about what has happened to each record in the past. Also super useful. So now you know how to use a file cabinet. Congrats! Just kidding. You've actually learned a whole lot about Ontraport by figuring out where everything is stored. Before we wrap up, let's go over what we've covered. Your Ontraport account is like a file cabinet full of business data, only it's paperless and doesn't collect dust in your office. Your objects are the drawers. Your records are the file folders inside each drawer. So when you need to find something, first identify which type of information it is, your object. Then pinpoint the specific subject you're looking for, your record. That's where you'll find your data stored in fields and logs. That's it. Now you know exactly how Ontraport organizes your data. Now you can navigate your account and track down information a lot faster without feeling like you're on a wild goose chase. And you don't have to invest in a giant piece of furniture either.